Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the Mike, the premier business radio program in the area. It's coming to you as part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1, The Choice 105.3, as well as International Business Growth Radio. We're coming to you from the Hilton today, which is a gathering hem. They are home away from home. So we're here today and we're talking mortgages. So we got my man Teante Gray in the building. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you for having me.
So you're part of this organization that we know of. It is called Core Mortgage. Yes. So now the word on the street is I'm just a guy, humble talk show host. They tell me your social media game is on point.
Well, I mean, I'm actually trying to get better at it. A lot of the older people, they like what older folks, they like my social media.
Be gentle, like folks with some seasoning.
Folks with some seasoning.
Yeah, not too much seasoning, because then you get high blood pressure.
And I think it's just new to them. And one of the things I try to do is try to learn from my kids, because I got several kids that are younger.
How many kids you got?
I actually have 6 children.
Okay. All right. So wait, before we get to, because that's a topic all unto itself, right?
Oh, yeah.
6 kids. All righty. So let's talk about the elevator pitch, who you are and what you do.
All right. So, I mean, my full-time job is a loan officer. Teante Gray. I'm from the Tidewater area in Virginia. That's my full-time job. I'm a father of 6. Actually, I raised 3 of my children by myself. Well, since they was for 11 years, 11 out there, 18-year life. I raised them by myself as a single father. And then I had 2 after that. Thought I was going to be married again and all that good stuff. Yeah.
6 kids. Wow.
6 kids. My day-to-day task is we self-generate our loans, so I got to go meet clients. I got to go market and promote myself. So I'm always on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and just trying to educate. That's the main thing, educate people about obtaining home ownership and how important it is to wealth building.
So how long have you been with in the mortgage business?
What? The total in the mortgage business about 2 years. I was in the mortgage business back in 2008. I stopped, because I was raising my kids by myself. The market crashed around 2007, 2008. And I just got into other things, property management. I was doing mental health. So I've been in real estate for probably over 15 years altogether.
So just in real estate, have you ever done real estate sales, or what is it about the mortgage part that you like?
I never done real estate sales. I did take my real estate course and passed the course back in the days, 2002. And what happened was I had a conversation with one of my friends. She was a real estate broker, and I was just learning about what they was doing. And I'm like, I got to get back to that. And my kids were older, and I decided, during the pandemic, I said, I got to get back into doing real estate. And I just stopped what I was doing, working at Verizon. And I still worked at Verizon, but I just focused on passing this class for mortgages. The thing I like about mortgages is the financial part to it. One thing is I do most of my work remote, so I don't have to be tied down to a location. A little bit older now, I get to travel, but I can crunch these numbers. And I'm a numbers person. I like to see.
You always been a numbers guy?
I've always been a numbers guy.
And people who are not don't get that.
Well, because everybody has, I feel like I like hearing about percentage. I like getting paid by percentages versus hourly, and I like the possibility of sales. So it all made sense for me. I could sit behind a desk to crush some numbers. I don't want to be an accountant because they just do way too much, but the medium line for me was doing the mortgages, and it works. I mean, I could pre-approve somebody within an hour if I got everything I need.
So when people show up at Teante's door trying to get approved, what's the one thing that you see missing a lot?
The most thing that's the average buyer is missing is the assets to cover down payment and closing costs. In today's world, and the demographics could be a little bit different. And the community that I'm from, a lot of people don't have the assets to purchase a home. And sometimes the assets are just allocated to other areas in their life. They may have all their money going into a car payment, or they didn't sign up for 401k and they've been in a job for 6 years and they missed out on that opportunity to have those assets. And sometimes you have to educate people to use their 401k to obtain a home. That way you can start building wealth. You can start building equity, and you can match with your 401k.
So Teante Gray here with on the Mike ESPN Richmond, the Choice 105.3 coming to you from the Hilton Hotel downtown Richmond. So what's the market like now? Is the market still on fire?
The market
or it's simmering and smoldering?
well, the market is going to be on fire for people that are ready and able to buy. So what we have right now is kind of like a shift. The interest rates went up a little bit from what the COVID rates were. So a lot of people,
The COVID rate.
the COVID rate. So they thought we was going to be walking around with 2 and 3% interest rate forever. That wasn't it. That was just by the federal government. They made the rates lower to keep the market afloat. Now, instead of you having 10 offers on a home, you might have 2. So
we dropped from 10 to 2.
And we dropped from 10 to 2.
So is it still like what I've learned from other real estate agent friends? It's still not the time to be asking for stuff.
No, it's still a great time because you have to look at it. If you have a seller that's ready to sell their home and go to Florida, they used to have 10 offers. Now they got 2. So
but the house still gonna get sold.
The house is gonna get sold. So as a real estate agent, I tell some of my agents, hey, maybe a good time to ask for a little bit, sell a concession. Because at the end of the day, my job as a seller is trying to sell my home.
So wait a second. Hold on a sec. Breaking news here. Teante said it may be time.
It may be time.
Well, we know if you don't ask, you ain't getting it.
You ain't getting it.
Now, is that the real estate? Do you know, is that the broker? Is that the mortgage guy? Or is that dad saying, yo, you know what? Guaranteed, if you don't ask me, you ain't getting it.
It's guaranteed if you don't ask, you ain't gonna get it. The market, it's similar a little bit, Again, if you used to have 10 offers on it, now you got 2. So one offer may be lower than your asking price. If I come in and offer a little bit higher than your asking price, but then ask for a little sell a concession, that's still a win-win for you. So you can go with Mike's offer. He's gonna offer you 10,000 lower. Go with my offer. I offer you 5,000 more and ask you to give me 7,000 sell a concession. Which one is more money? So a lot of people are afraid to do that, but it's like, ask. What else you have? What else we have to lose? You got to ask.
So Teante's here. Word on the street, because people really talk about your social media game. Let's talk about what that is. So Instagram. Where will you find you on Instagram?
Instagram, you find me. So I battle with my Instagram because my personal page is Teante Gray. That's my ticker symbol. That's my @ symbol on Instagram. But then I have a business page. It's Team Gray Lending. Now I'm Team Gray at Core Mortgage, but that's just, I haven't figured out a way how I want to look on Instagram. That's just too much for me to have Team Gray at Core Mortgage for my Instagram name. So I use Team Gray Lending on Instagram.
Okay. Are you on TikTok?
Yes, I'm on TikTok.
Of course you're on TikTok.
Yes, I'm on TikTok.
All right, so where you're on TikTok?
Same thing, Teante Gray. I try to co-brand myself because I'm involved in so many different things. So I always picked up to use my first and last name. I don't have anything to hide.
That is true. People say, what's the name of the program? I'm like, what do you think it is? It's Mike King. Oh, sir, what's your name?
You're your own brand.
Exactly. I did learn that. I learned that a couple of years ago. I branded on everything. I'm kind of like my friend Very Ashley. Her name is on everything. Name of the store, all the stuff, all the gear. And from a branding standpoint, that is a win.
That is a win.
So Facebook,
it is Teante Gray. You can friend request me. I got a little bit room for some more friends. The business page is Team Gray at Core Mortgage. That is the business page. Now, I just want to say something about the social media. I've learned social media because I was on social media when it first came out. So I was a part of that age where Facebook came out and MySpace and Black Planet. I was there. So I've always been on social media. So it was an easy transition to talk about business, to talk about bit. And you go on my Facebook page, you'll see pictures of me and my kids from 10, 15 years ago.
See, we were late to the party. And when we came on the Facebook, and then I saw my sons on Facebook, and it was kind of disturbing, some of the stuff that you would see on Facebook. And it's just like, yo, you know what? We're here now. You got to clean some of that foolishness up. But from a business standpoint, which one works the best for you from a business standpoint?
From the business standpoint, all right, so I get the most views on Instagram, but I get the most impact on Facebook. So I go on Facebook Live and I get questions. They're right there. They can ask me questions. I haven't really started doing Instagram Live as much as I do Facebook Live.
Do you do Facebook Live on a regular basis, schedule?
I started to, but sometimes business is so busy, you don't really have time. You got to make time for yourself.
Gotcha. So you also deal with community groups. So is it a nonprofit that you work with?
Yes, I work with
Okay.
what's called Fatherhood Fire. It's a nonprofit group organization for fathers. What got me connected with them is I've been a father. I was a young father, and right now we have an initiative to actually give out $350 Visa gift cards to fathers that complete a 12-session program. It's real easy program to go through, and I like some of the things they were offering. They talked about family history, talk about co-parenting, talk about child growth. These are things that I wish as a young father, somebody to teach me or show me.
So what's the breakdown, boys to girls?
It's 3 and 3. It's 3 and 3. My oldest is a female. She's a girl. She's 21. I have to give her a shout out. She's a Delta,
My
and
sister's a Delta. Oh,
she's a
well, you know,
Delta.
you've seen a whole bunch of Deltas come
Yes,
through.
yes. She's a Delta, and she's a woo-woo at Virginia State University.
What's she do at Virginia State?
She's a woo-woo to cheerleaders.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I saw it like I wasn't a documentary on them, but all right. So that's interesting. So shout out to all the woos down at Virginia State. So I always thought I'd be a good girl dad. I knew I would have been an excellent one. And then so 2 sons, 3 grandsons, and then the girl comes along.
Mm,
It ain't as easy as I thought it was gonna be.
no.
How come somebody didn't tell me?
I wish they told me.
So, all right. So, what's the trick between having daughters and sons? Your expert opinion. Come on.
My expert opinion is that I've always, with any of my children, I always kind of made them priority in my life as much as possible. Of course, you have to have your own life, but I was at the cheerleading, at
So
the
you were
football
that
game.
dad.
I was that dad. I was out there. And I hate to say this, but the boys, to me, I feel like as in my community, our sons don't get the same attention that our females do. Because you got big mama, you got auntie, you got grandma, you got everybody. So for me, I had to be there for my boys from every step away because you weren't gonna go down the path that I went through. You won't go. I had to stay on them.
Yeah.
My daughters, they didn't give me a lot of riffraff. They wasn't rebellious. They, you get the belt, they cry and they like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. The boys, they gonna knuck if they buck.
Yes.
So my daughters, it was more so showing up, being on time, and making stuff happen. The prom dress that's $1,000. You like
You do that, and then you go find the dress and make it happen.
right. But I can't buy my Jordans, but I made sure my smiles on my daughters.
It was worth it.
It was worth it that day, and that's why I learned about girls. You just have to show up for them and be there.
So Bob, is that correct? With 2 daughters. So Bob said with the 2 daughters here, yeah, that is correct.
That is it.
Yes, it is. All right, so Teante is here. How can people find you out there at Team Gray?
Team Gray. Well, you can always call me directly at 757-327-1812. Of course, social media, Instagram, Facebook is Teante, Teante Gray, Gray. And you can find me online there on LinkedIn as well. I mean, I'm on all platforms.
Just Google me.
Just Google me.
Just Google me. All right. So one thing that a person needs to do right now from a social media standpoint that they aren't doing, they need to do right now.
One thing I would recommend is to find the trending music. So one thing I do is sometimes Instagram tells you what to do. They have these little ads that's going on. You don't have to sign up or download the app, but listen to what they're saying on the ad. It tell you everything you need to do. So like the other day, Drake just dropped an album. So what I did, listen to the album, was jamming to the album. I listened to some of the songs I like, and I used that song on my reel. And all I literally did was just saying, I'm hanging in the office today. Drake got me feeling like doing pre-approvals. And all you have to do is take the music and put it at a lower amount, and whatever you're talking or whatever you want to get to the related message, just have that higher. So in the background, the algorithms are picking up that you're using this Drake song or you're using this song that's trending. So once it's trimmed, more and more people are going to get pushed out, whatever your video is. So it's all about algorithms and kind of knowing some of the plays with it. Also, you have to use filters, even if it's just a light up the picture filter. And that's another trigger to algorithms. So if I take a picture of me and you or a video of me and you, what I'll do is I'll add a song and then I'll say whatever I'm talking about and I'll put a filter on it. Now, granted, I might not get 40,000 views on it, but I always look at it like this. It's about 30, 40 people in this room. I can reach more people on social media than I can ever reach standing face to face.
Gotcha.
So that view get 1,000 views, I reach people. If 500 of them listen to the 15, 16-second video, I reach people more so than I would do sitting in the auditorium trying to get people to come see Teante Gray. They're like, who is that? I don't know him.
Exactly. There you go, Teante Gray, dropping nuggets. Whoa, dropping nuggets of knowledge. I'd like to thank him for coming to the program. On the mic with Mike one last time. And how can people get to you?
Follow me on Instagram, Team Gray Lending. You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Teante Gray. And I'll be more than happy to add you, answer some questions. We can talk about home ownership. We can talk about fatherhood. I mean, I'm open. Talk about sports. We do it all.
On the mic with Mike, Teante Gray. Thanks a lot, man. Take
Thank
care.
you for having me.